Yeah, man, you know, I'm telling y'all today, you know, I'm out here doing the video. I got my Rick Owens on. All my stuff. This is Rick Owens. My pants is from Japan, a company called GU. I got a hoodie on from Japan. Somebody brought that back for me from Japan. I got the Super Puff on. You understand what I'm saying? They made the same people that make Montclair in the same big company. You understand? The same factory and everything like that. So now I want to tell a story about Peewee Kirtland. When I was a young kid, right, I was on 116th Street, and Peewee Kirtland was the flyest dude down. He used to come through, pink Rolls Royce, pink Eldorado. You know what I'm saying? I done seen him, you understand what I'm saying, play against that dude, Joe Hammond, play against Joe Hammond, in Montmartre Park. Montmartre Park, they doing their thing. And then, Peewee Kirtland was the type of dude, right, that he took care of the community. So what Peewee did with me, you know what I'm saying, he bought me clothes because I ain't have no money. My family was poor, working day to day, man, to survive, to keep the lights on over our head and keep food in our stomach. The apartment we lived in, we didn't have hot water for 10 years. 10 years, we had to boil water on the stove. See, a lot of people don't know nothing about that, not having no heat, no hot water and everything. We was struggling, but we made it. I'm here right now. I'm here to tell a story, right? So Peewee bought me clothes to go to school and everything like that. That's when Peewee was playing in the Rucker and all that, bought me clothes. He was the first person, Peewee Kirtland was the first person to buy me Chuck Taylors. You understand what I'm saying? Chuck Taylor's Converse. And I'm telling you, I had the white low cuts. Chuck Taylors. He got that for me, bought me a whole lot of clothes from Park Avenue. Park Avenue was a place to sell a lot of clothes and everything. Took me down and bought me a whole bunch of shit to go to school in. Peewee dropped me off at school one day. When he dropped me off, I looked, he gone, I went out the back door. You understand what I'm saying? Peewee was a very educated dude. He is a very educated dude because he's still living, still doing his thing. He's still fly. He was the #1 fly guy in Harlem. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people can't tell me nothing about this. He had a lot of people under his wing and all that stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? So, I love the Peewee for that. Peewee went to jail, never ratted on nobody, stood up. Him and Red Dillon, he went to California, started selling exotic cars. I went to his house. I used to go to his house out in Long Island with his brother. I forgot his brother's name. One of his brothers take me out there and everything. And guess who I seen in the house with Peewee? Frida Payne. That was a big superstar singer at that time, Frida Payne. Man, Peewee was spectacular. He was doing his thing. Man, he got 5-6 different cars and everything. You understand what I'm saying? Believe it or not, man, that man was one of the flyest dudes in Harlem. That's where a lot of people stole their style from, Peewee Kirtland. You understand what I'm saying? Then, he put people down. He looked out for a lot of people in Harlem. Don't get it twisted, man. The dude is a good dude. You know what I'm saying? He looked out for a lot of people. They ain't had no bread. He fed a lot of families. You know what I'm saying? He made sure a lot of families ate. He made sure I ate. He made sure I was dressed right. You know what I'm saying? He was looking out for me. You know what I'm saying? Peewee was the only one that scored, when he was a jail, he scored 100 points. And they say Peewee Kirtland was the one that invented the 360. And Tiny Archibald and all them used to come up to the Rucker and try to play him and all that. And he used to do his thing. Peewee used to dribble behind his back like this. You understand what I'm saying? We used to go to Millbank Center, 118th Street, between Lenox and 5th. Buster was the coach that ran the whole gym. Peewee used to come down the court like this, with the ball behind his back. This I see my own 2 eyes. Like this. You understand what I'm saying? And he was nice at what he was doing. Definitely nice. see what I'm saying? And Peewee was a dynamic dude. The nigga know about jewelry, everything. That before them niggas got on, they used to take jewelry. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they couldn't beat Peewee. They couldn't beat Peewee when he went to sell the jewelry and everything. Peewee went to school. He went and got a master's degree. Matter of fact, they call him Dr. Kirtland. Dr. Kirtland. He went to school and everything, got a master's degree and all that. Very intelligent. Very, very intelligent. Man, I used to try to take his style and take his playbook and try to do the things he did. I tried to use his playbook, but one thing I messed up, I started using drugs. I started sniffing the yayo and started smoking the wet, the leaky. You understand what I'm saying? So that right there stopped me from reaching the level that I wanted to reach. Because just like Scarface said, you can't get high off your own supply. You understand? Yeah, Pee Wee's come through, do his thing, man. Everybody used to come around when Pee Wee come around. Goldfinger, all them niggas have respect for Pee Wee. Cause Pee Wee's doing his thing and he kept it fly. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I learned how to stay fly. I learned how to stay fly from Dapper Dan and all that. I was fly anyway because as a kid coming up, these are the people that I looked up to and wanted to be like and dress like. So I definitely had to have my gear up to par. Because in Harlem, if you was a bum coming outside, you couldn't come outside because people gonna roast you. So that's why I started going downtown, stealing, pickpocketing, and doing everything to get myself some money to put in my pocket. So my family didn't have no money to buy the things I wanted. That's when I started buying them Playboys, buying Gators, and all that stuff like that. Then at one point in time, I put pressure on the block, kept starting a lot of shit in the block, police coming to the block, all that shit, shootings, all that shit. I shoot up the block and all that shit like that. I said, yo, y'all gotta put me down, man. I wanna make some money. Then eventually, they put me in. I wanted in. And I started hustling, getting money and everything like that. You understand what I'm saying? And the first Cuban chain I had was when I did my thing with Cody, King Cody. You understand what I'm saying? And he sent me up there to the Playhouse with Dickie Diamond. Dickie Diamond told me to hold all this stuff. All I had to do is just give it to him. And I think in one night we made damn near 200,000. So I was like this. Yo, man, I ain't say nothing, because back then you don't talk back to the OG, you just listen. So, Dickie Diamond told me, man, I said, yo, we finished. He said, nah, we not finished, we got more to do. I said, all right, boom, boom, boom. So when it was time to get paid, I didn't ask for my money. I like walked away. He said, well, what you up here hustling for free? Gave me a whole bunch of money, man, shot bag full of money. And I was good. You know what I'm saying? I definitely was good with that. Then that morning, I went and got my man, you understand what I'm saying? And I went to the pawn shop and bought my Cuban. It was a little baby Cuban, about this big, you understand what I'm saying? Big, thick chain on, you understand, 18 karat gold, because back in the days, it ain't like today. 14 karat gold, you understand what I'm saying? Everything coming out, the pawn shop, the jewelry shop was 18. I wanted to get the Cuban chain, the big shit, like Bat. Bat had the big joint about this big. I wanted that shit so bad, man. You understand what I'm saying? I wind up not getting it, but I got some Cubans right now. I got some Cuban chains right now, man. You understand what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's like both chains, that's 40,000 right there, 40. You understand? Gold went up. That's like the chain and the motherfucking medallion, and I got two of them. That adds up to 40,000. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I come up where hustlers helped each other get money. I come up in a time when everybody was looking out for everybody. It ain't like today. People selfish. They try to shine on you because they got more than you, or try to talk down to you. It wasn't like that, because if you was down with a crew, then they would make sure you shine like them. The bosses made you shine. You know what I'm saying? They want you to get money like they get money, because if you go on a spot with them, you don't want to look like a bum. But you had some niggas in Harlem was getting crazy money, wanted to look like a bum to keep the spotlight off of them. They want to stay in the dark and let whoever down with them shine. That's how they stay out of jail. You understand? It had a lot of people that never went to jail and never snitched on nobody, but was crazy rich. Them was the ones who was hitting people with the work, showing people what to do with the work. Yo, go ahead and do this. That's like, if any of y'all seen that movie Superfly, when he went to see Scatter. You understand? Priest went to see Scatter at Small's Paradise. At Small, that was Scatter. Scatter was under the radar. He the one had all the bricks. You understand what I'm saying? That's what he told Scatter. Man, I want these things. Scatter said, hold on, I get it for you. You got to watch the movie, because the movie was about real shit what was going on. You understand? And like, in my neighborhood, when you come up, it was like a fashion show. It was like a car show. Niggas come out with their best cars. And dudes had about 5 or 6 cars at one time. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas fashion show. That's like, I say, to me, I don't got to be on the red carpet. I ain't got to go to Fashion Week, because you know what? When I walk the streets, how fly I am, you know what I'm saying? I'm walking the red carpet. I'm walking in Fashion Week, because people run up on me, oh, I like your drip, just like today. A girl ran up, yo, I like what you got on, man, that shit is real fly. Yeah. I said, yo, take my Instagram. My Instagram is 121 Mike Brown. 121 Mike Brown. Follow me on that. Follow me on in real life. Harlem OG. Man, you know, you listen to me, you're gonna get some real game. You understand what I'm saying? Right now, you know what it is? We slipped by a lot of stuff that was before our eyes. If we was thinking, we would have had all the real estate in Harlem right now. We would have had all the real estate in Harlem right now, even though they're gonna try to cheat us. But yo, we had the money to give away. We was spending money on girls, jewelry, niggas getting high, niggas doing all that, buying cars and all that. Where you think that money could have went into real estate, investments, and niggas been like billionaires right now. You understand what I'm saying? But we let that slip by us. We let the game slip by us. If we knew about stocks and bonds, we could invest it in stocks and bonds. You understand what I'm saying? We could invest it in municipal bonds, or we could invest it in gold and everything. We would have been rich right now. We would have owned the whole Harlem. Now Harlem is regentified. You know what? For my mistakes. And I hope a lot of people learned by the mistakes the old timers made. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of these guys, they don't want to listen to none. They don't want to read a book. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want to educate themselves. Education is power. Knowledge is power. You understand what I'm saying? We got to put knowledge in our heads. Once we got knowledge in our heads, they can't take that. Just like Malcolm X said, man, your mind is like a car. When you ain't got no knowledge, it's like without no gas, it can't run right. Malcolm X said that. He said your brain is like a car. If you fill up with knowledge, you got a full tank. You know what I'm saying?